I know. So, hey, y'all. Welcome to the Smokin' Patriot. We're going to have a fun stream today. We're talking Gundam. Love, hate, series you like, you don't like. Everything's fair game here. Just please, just don't insult each other's mother. That's all I'm asking, all right?
Whoa.
This might get personal, so...
That might be difficult.
So I want to introduce my guest today. We got right next to me here, we got Varvithia. We got below me Armchair Warlord and another guest who is our first time, by the way, on this stream. So everybody give him a welcome hand of applause, and because he's probably going to want to kill me after this stream, maybe. So we got Mr. Nobody.
Put the damn rocks down.
Hey. Let's be real. This is not Minnesota, okay?
Get them tomatoes out.
This is not Minnesota, okay? All right? We don't stand behind the flaming building saying, it's okay, like in Naked Gun. So, anyways.
Welcome to modern life.
Seriously. So, anyways, we got a lot of Gundam to talk. So many different series. Some people hate, some love. I got so many fucking photos here. We're just going to start going through the photos, and if we're jumping between series to our viewers, I apologize. But unfortunately, StreamYards does not allow me to organize my photos, really. And in the folder on my computer, it's a clusterfuck in terms of trying to organize that. I mean, so we're just going to start going through these. So we got one right here.
That would be Jared from the Titans. That's from Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta.
It's like a meme, you know? Like,
I've
what
heard
can
of
I
it,
say?
yeah.
Doo-doo.
Jeez Louise. So we got another one right
that
here.
That would be Yazan from the same series.
I gotta watch Zeta. I gotta find it.
Okay, somebody needs to feed that dude a cheeseburger.
Yeah, Yazan was skinny as fuck. The dude was like a lunatic, though. So.
It's also the art style.
The art style. Yeah, he isn't. I don't know why with the cover art they did, they made him look so skinny.
This is a more modern bit of art for it.
Yeah, he looks almost anorexic a little bit.
Art.
Yeah,
he was supposed to look like a deranged version of Sting from like Dune.
Oh my god!
I'm not even kidding. He did. He looked a lot like him.
Sting was the best character.
I mean, and the dude was just out of his mind. That is the MS-09 Dom, as it says on there. This was a mainstay during the 1 year war of Zeon in a lot of cases.
I can't wait till we get Rick Dommed.
The MSO, by the way, remember the Black Tri-Stars from when you watched the Origin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Later on, they used a team of 3 of these.
Oh, damn. Nice.
That's sad. That's Moar Pharaoh. That's Jared's girlfriend.
Killed by a deranged asshole.
Killed by a fucking angsty teenager.
I did say deranged.
Yeah,
depending on the series, those angsty teenagers are deranged.
Yeah, well, Camille Bidan, I'll get to that. He was a shitbag. And it's only by the show being written the way it was that he was the hero.
Yeah. Hey, Phoenix. Hey, glad you could be here, brother. Glad you could be here. We got this one. Okay, I love this guy in Seed. I liked this guy.
Thank you, Phoenix. I agree. Camille is a bigger bitch than shit. You're absolutely fucking right. And Jared was awesome. He was like my favorite character. Yeah, that is Andrew Waltfeld and his girlfriend Aisha, who fucking Kira murdered.
Okay, so if Andrew had just blown up Kira, nothing of value would have been lost.
Yes, fucking God. Thank
Hallelujah.
In fact, I think there's a good case to be made that Gundam Seed is actually one of the worst anime ever made.
I can't argue with
I'm sorry, fan. AW, you're not getting my vote on that. We've had that discussion.
There is so much wrong with that show.
Especially
on so many levels.
As I told CSA yesterday, who, by the way, CSA has the small defense that he never saw the original Gundam. So he doesn't understand what Seed is.
Has he seen Wing at least?
Yes, but I've seen Wing, but Wing is different from Seed in the fact that
it's not a retelling for one thing.
It's not a retelling. Yeah, it's its own story.
Wing is an original series, right? But the thing about Seed is they took the 1 year war and made it stupid and very like 2000 era.
Josh,
Yeah,
look at a comment from Phoenix.
uh,
That's the basic premise of that entire fucking show. Camille caused all of his own issues and shifted the blame onto Jared.
Well, that's because he was a shit character, and a lot of the Gundam series have the problem of trying to sell to a bunch of whiny little bitch boys.
Teenagers.
yeah. Which it's funny is that because Farm and I were talking about this yesterday when we were watching Origin, and you know I made the point to put out that some of the Gundam series, it's all these fucking little teenage kids that they think are going to advertise to teenage kids. The problem is the mainstay of the Gundam base, in my opinion, now if I could easily be wrong, is older millennials, which I put myself in that category. I'm an older millennial, and the generation before millennial. What was that?
That's Generation Z, dude. That's us.
Generation Z. I can't remember all the damn generation names. Okay.
We got Generation X,
so-
millennials.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I really wouldn't. I'd say I wouldn't agree with you. Like, also, the thing you have to remember is they're also trying to make new fans.
Yeah. Well, that and the issue in Japan is like there's a big cultural difference.
Yeah.
I would say
there
one
is.
of the other issues you run into is when Gundam started to become a thing in the U.S., what helped sell it was initially Gundam Wing, but then a lot of the OVAs.
Oh, yeah.
So you brought in kind of two different groups of people with different tastes. You had the people who were more for the, how to put it, Power Ranger style of Gundam Wing super heroic stuff, and then the more grounded, My Life Sucks soldier style stories.
Let me slim it down a bit. It was the difference between, like, say, 0080, 0083, or 8th MS Team being about guys on the ground dealing with really harsh shit and super heroic characters that are just wiping out everything in the mainstream series.
Yeah.
Well, also, I mean, just because of the premise, it's kind of hard to make a grounded Gundam series.
I mean,
It's
more
been
the
done.
story.
And 8th MS Team did such a good job of that.
Yeah, 8th MS Team did a good job at it, but like even again, given the reality of the setting, it's hard to make that grounded.
But I think they did the best they could. And Phoenix Argus, you're absolutely fucking right.
You're right. Andrew Waltfeld, sorry. He was. I loved his character. Like the first time I saw Seed, I loved his character. By far, one of my favorite in Seed. Like he was a warrior of honor. Like he brought honor to the battlefield. He loved a good fight, but he appreciated the finer things in life. AKA, he liked his blends of coffee. Like and that was like his thing.
The larger issue with that too that Phoenix didn't mention is not only do they make it where he lived, but they made him like partially crippled, and he was just a fucking
he lost his eye.
He was just a hang around for Lacus fucking Klein at that point.
Well, he was also this wasn't the only person who had this done to him in Seed.
No, not by a lot.
Remember the guy whose name is escaping me, the other good Federation pilot in Seed, who got
the blonde guy?
Yeah, Mulaflaga, because he got killed hard dead, like blown up helmet shown floating in space. In the finale, and then they just resurrected him for Destiny.
Which is extra dumb since he was like a big attachment to fucking Captain Ramius.
Yeah.
That had more dramatic value, when her fucking boyfriend dies in the battlefield.
Yeah.
Well, I think I could also sum it up like this. There are the low fantasy fans and the high fantasy fans. And with this kind of situation we're dealing with in talking about it, because you have people who like the more low power stuff, and then you have the people who like the more high power stuff. So it's why you get so much swings and misses. And
oh God, Phoenix! I forgot about that.
Different takes on Gundam and the different series. It's why I also like that outside the Universal Century, a lot of it's more experimentational to give more play to other people.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, if you look at how Bandai's like developed the franchise, like there is a lot of different kind of genres of Gundam shows.
There really is.
There really is. And they each cover. Yeah, well, they each cover different, I guess you could even say, moral and cultural issues each show in some way, like Unicorn is different from Seed in terms of Wing. They're each different in terms of a certain moral argument or cultural argument or perspective that they're focusing on. It might be the same conflict, but it's a different thing.
Here's an example. My brother and I were talking about this morning. 0080, War in the Pocket. Part of the perspective in War in the Pocket is being told by this elementary school kid who's a big fan of mobile suits, right? The kid and the people there don't realize that a Zeon Special Forces team has infiltrated their colony.
Right.
Looking for
the kid
a
actually
Gundam.
Does know.
Well, not initially. He finds out.
No, he does.
He found out when they got there. But anyway, but he finds out, but he meets the younger pilot because the one pilot that got added to the group called Cyclops Team is because they'd lost 2 guys during their initial landing.
Right.
So they handed them a rookie to fill in a slot on their team to do this mission. And the kid runs into this rookie because he's nosing around the area where they're kind of hanging around. And they're like, hey, go deal with this. Just get him out of here. So the rookie's trying to be nice to the kid. And the kid ends up kind of becoming friendly with this rookie. So the rookie's like, well, yeah. He's like, you can kind of hang around. Just don't get in the way. He's like, we're doing important stuff. Just kind of the general way you'd handle a kid when you're trying to be nice to him.
Yeah.
Well, the kid ends up actually helping them here and there because he doesn't know who the hell they are. He barely understands the war at that point. He just knows there's big mobile suits doing stuff.
He also doesn't want his colony nuked.
Yeah, he also doesn't want his colony nuked.
Yeah.
At the same time, Christina, who's a friend of this kid, because he's the daughter of the neighbors that live next to them.
Yeah.
Christina's the test pilot for the Gundam they're hiding on this colony.
Is it just me, or does Anaheim Electronics need to stop running
hiding Gundams in neutral colonies?
Yes, exactly. This is a terrible idea. They got their They almost got their prototype stolen by just some 5 dudes from Zeon.
Yeah, 3 special forces guys and a rookie Zaku pilot.
Well, in Unicorn, if you look at the stuff about it, they actually got it by 3 guys. Effectively.
Yeah,
stole the freaking.
They almost did.
Banshee?
Yeah.
Did they steal the Banshee?
They stole the Banshee and the Sanju.
Yeah.
But I mean, at any rate, on 0080, you're looking at it from this kid's perspective. And the funny thing is, Josh pointed out, if you really pay attention, the main character, the hero of this story is not Christina. It's actually, I forget his name, but it's the Zeon pilot, the rookie pilot. Yeah, Al. He's actually the focal point.
Well, he's everything that Amuro isn't.
Oh,
he's
God,
just a normal guy.
The Hilda Fear.
And he has to, go toe-to-toe with a Gundam with a Zaku shitbox.
And the funny thing is, he won, basically.
Yes.
He fucking went toe-to-toe with Prototype Gundam in a Zaku 2 Kai and managed to fucking win.
It's the Zaku, but slightly better.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, that one in particular, because it is literally, there's no real hero, but the main character here is this poor guy who got thrown into this because he happened to be convenient to fill in a slot.
I don't know what this thing is.
That is the Hilda Fear. I showed him the clip from MS Igloo yesterday that involves that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
That is an amazing design that was basically, it came out, you remember how in the later part of World War II, the Germans came up with a lot of phenomenal designs that never really got anywhere because of finances, supply lines, and shit?
Yeah.
There's a similar thing with this. This group of R&D guys and a veteran pilot, a major named Demazir Sonnen, came up with this thing where it's basically this huge, very high-speed artillery platform that could shift into this mobile armor mode to defend itself or move or get out of danger. Well, they were testing it, and the people up at the top, the brass, decided they didn't like the idea and it wasn't feasible. So without telling the guy who was actually responsible for it, they tell the leader of the R&D that when you go down there for this field exercise where you're trying to prove it, we don't want it. Just leave it there on Earth.
That's how I know they're not Germans.
So they go down there on a test exercise, not realizing that a group of Federation pilots had taken over their supply bases there and stolen a bunch of their Zaku's. So when they land and they're doing the test fire for this thing almost immediately comes under fire because he has to engage with these Zaku's with this mostly unfield tested machine. Mm-hmm. And he basically wipes the floor with an entire squadron of Zaku's with experienced pilots in them. But at the end, the field commander of the Federation forces manages to get the drop on him because he's taken some damage.
Mm-hmm.
And when he thinks he's got him, he takes off to try to destroy the shuttle. And the guy's dying act is to blow the fucking suit in half as the guy's leaving.
It was awesome. It's really badass, like that scene. It really is. Because it starts out as, okay, I'm going to be an artillery platform. And then the guy's like, shit. And then he's just like, this guy's going at like 100 kilometers an hour plus. And he's dropping high explosive shells all around these Zaku's while still driving at like 100 kilometers an hour.
It's like you have a veteran pilot here. Like at one point he uses a heat round to fuck up this one guy and force him to slow down just so he can hit him with the APSD shell.
Danger close, my friend.
And then it's so funny when he does go into the this mode here. He comes out with one machine gun. And he starts peppering them, and he's like, shit, I'm out of ammo. Oh, there's another one. So he just drives by and picks one up off the ground, and he's dual-wielding briefly.
Yeah?
It's beautiful. And by the way, Phoenix, no, it was opposite. The unicorn was based off of some of the stuff from the Banshee, I believe. I thought it was the other way around.
And Phoenix, War in the Pocket, if you're around sometime, I can legit stream that somewhere you can watch it. It's a very short OVA. It wouldn't even take that long to watch.
I think this is another one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the version of it from a game called Mobile Suit... Oh my god, I just spaced the name of it. Gundam Versus. Mobile Suit Gundam Versus.
Oh, I think... Haven't you mentioned that to me in the past?
That's actually a playable unit in that game.
I got to get a PlayStation at some point. I got to get one. But we're gonna briefly switch over to another one that I'm gonna hear groans in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Burn the witch, burn the witch.
Does it float?
Like I said,
yes,
the only character I like in a series is A, not in that picture, and B, barely in it.
Yeah. Double O's fine. I actually really enjoyed Double O when it came out.
I don't particularly like Double O. I don't like a lot of the mech designs, and I don't find many of the characters very likable. But that's just me.
Go ahead. No, you go.
My immediate response is it depends on how much you like Gundam Wing. It seems to be that a lot of people who really like Gundam Wing like Double O, and people who weren't so keen on it don't. I'm just saying that's a general.
I do like the design of that marksmanship unit, but beyond that, I don't have a lot to say about the designs.
I mean, I really like Gundam Wing, so I did really like Double O when it came out. Although I think like sort of evaluating afterwards, like Double O has some very significant world building issues.
Phoenix says he finds 00 to be too clinical.
It could be.
Accurate,
yeah, you could make that argument. Yeah, you could.
From a personal standpoint, I didn't really have too much of an issue with it, but I was never a big fan.
I couldn't get into it. I couldn't build any attachment to most of the cast.
I think common sense here. I like the idea of the specialized suits working as a team, but
actually, CSA, let me send you some pictures here of what I like about Double O a great deal.
I still think that honestly, the greatest example, like or hate them, of squad teamwork in Gundam is the Black Tri-Stars.
Yeah, that is the. If you're using squad tactics in a very unique way, I would agree with you. Oh, I'm hearing a slight echo. Is that
I'm not
just
sure
me?
whose that is.
That might be me. I'll turn my speakers down a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that, man.
I just had to
I just
turn
heard
them
it.
up a little bit.
Okay, no worries.
I think it also 00 and
If you
Wing-
show him the same character I'm thinking of, I'm gonna laugh. But somehow I don't think you are.
00 and Wing, I think, take from the original concept with the Gundam that it was going to work in a team of Gundams, and that they never really quite got that to take off, and you see which is.
Oh, yeah. Give me 1 second.
Especially if you read
I'm
the
curious to
origins.
see if he thought of who I did.
Give me 1 second. Scroll down to be able to do this. Now I got to fucking find this piece of shit because all these fucking photos. Oh, where is it? Where? Oh, there it is, right there. All right. Uploading.
Okay, I actually like that dude. She's all right, but that's not what I was thinking of. To be fair,
My God, that guy looks like me when I'm like, man, what do I get at Burger King?
this was the one thing I liked. This is one of the things I liked from 00, and she's barely in it, really.
Let me see. Oh,
That's
fuck.
Shaw Acoustica.
Are you guys putting this up on the screen? Because I'm not seeing any pictures.
No, I sent it to see.
No, yeah, he sent me. Let me see if I can find the best of these because I got too many fucking.
Use the
photos.
middle one.
It's hard to talk
Yeah,
about something
that
without
was
the visual prompt.
That's the one. So I'm sorry, everyone listening. I have so. If I could show
The
you,
StreamYard thing is not overly organized.
It's like a really big Uno hand.
I have this on-
no, this is like an Uno hand. Is the I don't even know if that's a way of describing it. It's just the problem is like I said, there are so many different Gundam series and so many different suits and all sorts of shit.
I just needed a red card, and half of the deck doesn't have one, so I have half.
Yeah, there's Shaw.
Wasn't she the
She's
like
the Gundam
tactical
Meister.
commander?
No, she was the Gundam Meister. She was
Okay.
one of the ones
We're getting
responsible for
German in
building
here.
the damn things.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Hey, CSA, I just DM'd you a picture.
Phoenix
Hang
Argus.
on.
It's good that it draws inspiration from Gundam Wing to an extent, yet it also takes from Seed Destiny, where the Archangel and Kira become the bigger threat on the battlefield to draw fire. Yeah, which yet again, that's just more shit stolen from the 1 year war.
Yeah, give me 1 second, AW. Let me.
One of my biggest issues with Seed, aside from I hated Kira with a burning passion of the sun, is that it ripped off the original Gundam in the 1 year war so fucking much so often.
Like I invited the Emperor.
Yeah,
So
AW. I don't.
you-
I only photo I got from you is that one you sent me of those two. Okay,
No, I
gotcha.
got it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, gotcha.
But continue.
Yeah.
AW, you were saying
Still
something?
talking seeds, so I figure pull up.
Well,
seed.
no.
I thought we were talking about 00.
Was that?
We were.
That wasn't the one I sent you.
Seed
CSA.
of a lot. No, I pulled it up already. This one.
He showed that one.
You did? Okay.
Yeah,
pulled
he
that
showed
up
that
and
one
put it down
earlier,
so
yeah.
quickly I didn't even see it.
Oh yeah, my bad. This is the professionalism you get on the Smoking Patriot, the most professional YouTube channel in the fucking world.
Yeah, no. If 00 had been about the Human Reform League characters, which is funny because the HRL is China with the serial numbers filed off, it would have been a good show. Like, I really liked all of them.
Yeah.
Oh God, that hurts me.
So while we're talking Gundam, this isn't linked to any specific series, but
Phoenix, I agree with you absolutely.
I got to show this because why not?
Yeah, that is amusing.
Why?
As all hell.
Okay, so for those of you who are currently watching, or for those of you who are going to watch the replay of this, you're going to go watch it. This is an actual Gundam that Japan built. It's 40, 50 feet tall, I think. Something like that.
Can climb into it. So
yeah, it's big enough to where a human can climb into it, and it actually moves. I can't show a video because YouTube will strike me. But you can go. It's not hard to find. But they made an actual life-size Gundam where it powers up, walks out. It has articulating arms and fingers, and then it will walk back into its docking cradle. It is again. God bless those Japanese. I love them. I could hate everything about Japan, but this is a huge redeeming quality. I'm just going to say it because no other country on earth would you be like, oh, yeah, we got to make a giant life-size Gundam. You know?
Well, the food's pretty good, too.
Yeah. So we're going to pull up some more photos here.
Oh, yeah. That is the Titans model Gundam Mark II. That is a suit that Jared would later pilot. That thing is the Gundam Mark II before the Zeta, which was, kind of the titular mobile suit, came out, was the best fucking thing they were fielding in that era.
It's not the Barzam.
Oh, yeah. That's from Gundam 8th MS Team. Shortly before Norris put a sword through the pilot's compartment of that thing.
It looks like a View to a Kill.
8th MS Team being one of those we were talking about. There's a scene
AW, what have you sent me here?
I've sent you one of the best things out of Gundam.
Wait, whoa, isn't this that one Gundam series where it's like fluidic like stuff around the pilots or something like that?
Did you send him something from G Fighter?
Oh my God, you
I sent him some stuff from G Gundam.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
So
I'm not showing these. I'm not showing these. Some of these are far more of a
Did he send you pictures of Rain in the battle suit?
I don't honestly I don't.
It's sad that I could guess that quick.
Okay, I'm gonna just send you one of the ones he sent me, Farb.
It's gonna be exactly what I expect.
I've posted those in Waifu before.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, dear God, man, I'm not showing these.
The battle suit was the only good thing about G Fighter. Well, that and the prison
watched G Fighter, and I didn't know what the fuck I was watching. I briefly watched it and I'm like, what the?
I think the best things about G Fighter was Rain and the prison warden Natasha.
Oh, let's not forget the windmill Gundam. I do remember that.
Oh God, the fucking
it's pacifism in body.
Fucking thing, man.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna find this because
actually, let me send you some stuff from G Gundam that isn't super super.
Tequila Gundam.
I was like, half the images I have there are just images of fucking.
Particularly the second one I sent you, CSA.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, these are.
Second one. What have you done now?
Okay, I'm doing the show in the second one because it's just so. Why do I feel like I'm looking at it's like how Warhammer Vermintide was the very it's oh my God, give me 1 second, I gotta download this one. I'm gonna have fun clearing all these tonight, by the way. Let me find it. Let me fucking where did it go? Oh, here it is. Dear God in heaven.
Oh my God. Oh,
the Gundam has a top hat and a monocle.
Yes, I see that.
Excuse me, sir. Have you served lately?
Okay. All right. Hopefully, is this one JPEG? Please tell me it is. Yes. Okay. Good. It is. I'm gonna upload this one here of the windmill.
God.
Gundam. It's the best looking one because the other photos are just total horse shit.
It's like national stereotype Gundam battle, and it's beautiful.
It really is. The windmill Gundam.
The fact that thing spent most of the tournament hiding in plain fucking sight.
And then its big attack was that it would just spin its windmill very hard and blow you away. I can't even quantify how ridiculous that is.
Well,
ridiculous as G Gundam.
Here
that's
how
ridiculous it is.
I'm only sending 3. I'm sending you 3 examples of what we talked about the best squad teamwork in the fucking franchise.
Yeah.
I sent you 3 images. One of which you'll find amusing.
Well, actually, the third one you sent is a GIF, actually.
It is, which I just thought you'd find that funny.
Oh, I do.
You remember that scene.
I don't No, do gifts actually?
I don't know. I've never tried. Yeah, Phil's done it before.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, give me 1 second. Would this go into video clips? I do not know.
I doubt it. It's just an image.
Yeah, let me. Oh, good lord!
This is one of the more amusing scenes in that fucking entire fight.
All right, we're gonna try and see if this actually works. I have no clue because I haven't tried it yet.
Here we go.
It's uploading. Come on, upload, you crazy bastard! G Gundam.
I'm like, you're not true, right? Yep, there it is.
Yeah, basically.
That I'm not gonna lie, that scene was just fucking beautiful. I'm saving this gift, by the way. I'm just gonna use it for anything that it can apply to.
The Fury of Axe.
What's even better is a rocket powers it.
They're taking shots at this thing, and then Mash just goes flying in there and just puts an axe through the fucking bridge.
And then later on, he just like rocket powers it and cuts a ship in half. Oh, good lord. Let's see. Let's drop another photo. I love this art image, by the way. That's just beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, there was a lot of good promotional art for 8th MS for just being an OVA. That is one of my favorite designs from Seed. There were a few. Here's the thing. I won't fault Seed for its mechanical design because there were some good designs in that show. I just didn't like anything else but for some of the characters.
I mean, I absolutely will fault Seed for its mechanical designs because in Seed Destiny, they ripped off all the one-year war suits.
Okay, but that's Destiny. I'm talking about the original.
True. And so you know how I said that Seed is a terrible anime?
Yeah.
Destiny is unwatchable.
I've heard.
The
only thing I know from Destiny is Little Mario Hawk and the Zaku Warrior.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
I showed Farb the transforming
yes, he did.
Gundam, and all I can think of, go Power Ranger!
It's a scene ripped from Voltron, man.
The thing is, I would play
Destiny
it, but I'd get copyright struck if I did, even with no audio.
Well, the problem is Destiny didn't just rip off the one-year war; it ripped off fucking Voltron and Macross.
Yeah, it did, which is why I got several episodes in. I got past that episode where that Gundam is introduced, and I'm like, okay, I can't. I'll go back to regular Seed.
There's nothing original in Destiny. It's just like completely ripped off of other shit.
It's like whoever they had writing Seed, they just told them to double down on the plagiarism.
Well, you know what the problem was in Destiny, right, with the writing?
Yeah.
So the woman who was writing it was the director's wife, and like,
oh god,
it was impossible to edit.
And they even did the thing they ripped off from Macross with like the Power of Music bullshit.
Oh god, yes.
Like fucking Larry Klein constantly singing shit. Like stop.
Yes, stop.
No.
Oh yeah, that's a Dom Tropin.
Wasn't that? Yeah. Was that from
It was in briefly during the Battle of Torrington. There were some of those that attacked Torrington base.
Right, yeah. I thought it looked for a little familiar.
Yeah, it was a specialized for sandy kind of climates and shit, like the synths, the colors.
Yeah, well, I love it's got a basically a Panzerfaust.
Yes,
just a Gundamized mass version.
That is the Camphor. The Camphor is a badass mobile suit that sadly was only ever in one OVA. That was piloted by a Russian pilot in Xeon named Misha, who they smuggled it in onto the colony, and he tried to use it to take out the Alex, but with no idea of what the fuck he was dealing with, he did eventually get fucking taken out. That thing was equipped with these big-ass shotguns, a pair of bazookas, 2 Panzer Shreks, a chain of S-mines, and a pair of beam sabers. And
so
yeah, the Camphor was badass.
Oh, here we go.
And it was also a fast-moving suit.
There you go.
Okay,
I want to stick
this. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, this honestly has similar design elements to one of the Jaegers from Pacific Rim.
Yeah, and guarantee you this came first. So
Oh no, I know it did. I'm just saying, like those two massive cannons on the back.
Yeah.
One of the it's in maybe 10-second shot, but
well,
one of
the
the
thing with the camphor too is it can either fire those from its back or it can just take them off and fire them like a normal bazooka.
right. Yeah, AW, that photo that you sent, I'm not posting that one. Sorry.
Which one is
No.
this?
The one of the chick in the schoolgirl outfit sitting with the Gundam toy at a desk.
Why are you not posting that? It's perfectly pure.
Well, the fact that her skirt is pulled so far up, you see the tops of her stockings in it.
Oh, come on!
Sure.
Don't get Victorian in here.
So
I'm not getting
every-
Victorian. I'm just
You want me to send you one that conforms with Victorian expectations for how women should dress?
Oh,
That's
Mr.
you know what?
Nobody.
You know what?
That
It's a
second
good damn-
one.
It's a good damn thing. It's a good damn thing. I didn't post any images of Luna Maria because I think her skirt was probably shorter.
I think it
Yes.
captures the action just
Okay,
right.
all right. I will do this one too. You're not getting the Gundam G out of me. You're not getting that one, but you'll get this one. So, Lord have mercy. Yeah, give me 1 second.
The androgynous recycled animation style of the characters is sickening, and the transformation intro sequences are too fucking long in Seed and Destiny. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand that. Yeah. Where is it? That one. All right, that one's uploading.
Speaking of Seed,
Yeah.
okay, first of all, Seed would be an amazing show if it was entirely about Izak because he's the only person who has character development in the entire franchise.
Well, Waltfeld had character development, and they killed him.
I mean, yeah, but like you actually see with Izak, like he starts out as like this, like bitchy guy who thinks
He was a
hotshot.
bitchy, prideful, like smug little dickhead, basically, when he started.
All right, so here's the one
Yeah,
AW sent me.
Okay, so
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Build
this is
fighters?
from
That's from Build Fighters, isn't it?
yeah, this is from Gundam Build Tri-Fighters, and this is Fumina. And Fumina has the distinction of being the first female protagonist in a Gundam show, which is why she's cool. Tri-Fighters is not a very good show. Gundam Build Fighters, the first one, is pretty good.
I've never watched the show. We do have one of the games, Build Fighters 3, and that's actually a lot of fun, as weird as it is.
I
Yeah,
never
like,
even heard of that one.
It's not like an emotionally demanding show, but it's fun. It's very fun. Okay. So
Fuck
CSA
yeah,
gives me
Dan,
shit
man.
over posting that, and then what the fuck is wrong with you?
By the way, that is, as you can tell, an actual scene from Zeta Gundam where he's attacking this motherfucker and he literally screams, "I'm gonna violate you."
I
Does he
posted
scream
that.
in English?
I posted that in support of Armchair. I was trying to,
Because if he screams in English, that would be even better. I'm gonna violate you.
oh, he does say it in the.
But some of the inflections in the way the Japanese say certain things, you want to hear it in the original Japanese
Oh
language
no, dude,
sometimes.
no. The voice actor for Yazan. No,
I'm
you
gonna
want to hear it in
violate
English
you.
when he does it. You really do.
Out of the two, I think the
And
evil
Oh, Mr. Nobody,
Phoenix,
you've said.
I will actually. That
sent
was
me
the
some
other
great
character I
notes.
was going to mention. Izak and Diarca Elmsman. They actually do have character development in Seed. They're two of the few.
Yeah.
Well,
what
honestly,
I-
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I said what I particularly like about Izak is he is the only person in the cast who at no point during Gundam Seed ever commits treason.
This is true. This is true.
Like Izak is loyal to Zaft. He fights for Zaft. Like he's just he's a soldier. He fights for his employer. He's loyal to his own country. He's not like he hasn't fought on every side of the same war like everybody else has.
And it's like eventually Diarca defected, but at least I understood when he did it, why he did it.
Yeah. When
At the
he
point
did
of
it,
gun?
made some sense. Yeah.
Well, and also the thing is like,
Oh, the unicorn.
oh yeah, Unicorn's
yeah.
very good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unicorn is very good. Yeah.
Well,
There
the other
is
thing
a
is like,
poison pill if you. know
actually,
one.
let me send you one here. And actually, because the other thing is that it's low key, but Izak actually has a serious girlfriend.
Yeah, he's a soldier
Yeah,
that committed a war.
That's
Well,
true. Yeah.
But like, The other thing is, so Izak actually undergoes like real character development because he goes from just being like kind of an okay pilot who's like overshadowed by Athrun to, by the end of Destiny, he's an actual military leader, right? He's the commander of his own squad. Like people respect him.
Well, and
he's
because
got a
what
girlfriend.
happened? Oh my god, I just forgot his name. The guy that played the piano. Fuck, the one with the stealth Gundam. I forgot his name. Nickel. It was Nickel. When Nickel got killed by Kira, that was kind of Izak's wake-up call in the plot.
Yeah.
Also, I would say this: if anyone tries to use these people committed war crimes, and like list a pilot in that series that didn't.
There isn't one that I can think of. Not really.
What's this?
Especially when you consider that the third party in that game in that series had been playing the two sides against each other.
Yeah.
So,
Also, like the whole premise of Gundam Seed that like everyone's just being manipulated by everyone else.
Yeah, the plotting got a little ridiculous because even during the worst parts of the 1 year war, the Universal Century timeline, the worst machinations of Anaheim Electronics never got this stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't like there's just some third party who's just puppeteering both sides, right?
Come on now, girl.
That's Izak and Shiho, who I don't think Shiho has any lines because of some difficulties with the person they wanted to be her voice actress. But
jeez,
he does have an actual like girlfriend, and he's not dramatic about
it. I mean, the thought might have crossed his mind, but one thing I will say about Seed that was, I feel like in a way it kind of what was an interesting plot point.
Oh, Raul Crusade. I don't want to talk about Raul Crusade.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's not. That didn't make sense with
that
him.
Guy, man.
That just didn't.
That he was yet another unnecessary Char clone.
Yeah, but original Gundam Wing.
I remember
this
Wing.
right here. Yeah, Wing was just again.
I remember in Wing, and I'm gonna again sound like an asshole, but I don't give a fuck because I was in the military and I like kind of look at things from a military standpoint. I didn't like most of the pilots.
Let's pull it back up. The only one
I could respect Hiro Yui, who's the one in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the heavy arms, hated the pilot. I liked the fucking I forget the name of that one, but I hated that little Chinese bastard that flew it.
Right here.
The
the one on the far right here.
I didn't mind. I'm really bad with their names right now. The guy from the desert country. I can't remember his name anymore.
The blonde kid, second.
He was okay as a character, but I couldn't really buy him as a military pilot.
Yeah. I think I want to say it was the kid on the far who's got like that long forward hair on the far left.
Wasn't his Gundam?
Wasn't his Gundam? Yeah, wasn't his Gundam the one where it opened up and it had like 6 massive miniguns?
My favorite mobile suit had one of my least favorite pilots in it.
Yeah, I mean, again, Gundam Wing. Again, it's not a perfect show, but that's what a lot of people's introduction to Gundam was.
And you're
the OG.
Right. And also, like, Gundam Wing wasn't trying to be something it wasn't, right?
No,
it had a very
that I will definitely say is true.
It cured that throughout the show.
Yeah.
Well,
and actually, if you could post up what I just sent you, CSA, because these are characters that everyone can get behind.
No, I don't want Nitro.
And I remember the thing with. I really ended up liking at least a lot of the officers in Oz as far as Wing went.
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
Also, it's easy to remember the character names in Gundam Wing because they're all just numbers.
Well, yeah, true, but it's been a long time since I saw Wing, so yeah.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. I do know that because I was scrolling through Hulu's stuff. Hulu has Iron Blood Orphans. I think it's MS, Wing, Seed, 00, Origin, and there might be another one I'm missing.
My God, the Origin is good. Oh, yeah, there's Noin and Zex.
Yep, this is Noin and Zex. They're awesome. Zex is really good. He's also like an adult professional pilot. Noin is great because like she can keep up with the. Okay, my theory is that Noin is actually the best pilot in the series because she flies a stock Taurus.
Yeah,
right?
and
like,
remember before that she was flying a fucking
she's flying Ares.
Yeah.
She flies
Which
like a
is
completely like
considered flawed.
stock mobile suit, right? The equivalent of like a Zaku.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps up with the Gundam boys in their super goddamn mobile suits completely fine.
Yeah.
Like she can fight as well as any of them in a stock suit.
Which really has to say something for her own actual skills, when she's using a standard fucking military suit.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
That's
Noin
very
is
true.
very
Let's
good.
see here.
The fact they never gave her a
Oh yeah,
What
that's
the
the
hell is
ground.
this?
That's the ground combat Gundam.
Yep.
That's
I-
another
I-
piece of 8th MS team.
Yep. I'm just scrolling through the photos at this point.
CSA. While we're on Wing, put up the other one I sent you.
Oh yeah, give me 1 second. Here.
In fact, that's Angelo Sopper's suit, I believe.
Is that?
I honestly,
not
it's
Angelo
been a while.
Sopper's from Unicorn. Fuck, what was his name? I'm having really trouble with
It's
names.
been a little bit. It's been a little bit since I've
it was
seen
the big
so.
guy. It was the big guy who believed that him being in the squad would get everyone killed.
Oh, I know who you're talking. He was like
I
that
can't
big
remember his
beefy
name.
guy.
Yeah, the big dark.
I know
skinned dude.
exactly who you're talking about. I just can't remember his name.
Yeah, he had like a curse on him where every
Yeah.
third mission he went on, everyone else except him would die.
It was bad
Yeah.
enough that people on the base were actually getting into shit.
It was Terry Sanders.
Thank you, Sanders.
Thank
that was
you.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That evil fucking thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gundam Apion. Yeah, this is
I've seen
this is
this
a
one.
Gundam
Yeah.
which is designed. Well, first of all, it was Trey's on the piloting, but it's
Yes,
a Gundam
it is.
which was designed around the philosophy that melee combat is the most honorable form of combat.
Which it kind of makes sense who ended up with it, honestly.
Yeah, because Trey's ends up with it, but. So its main weapon is just a beam saber that is so powerful it has a direct link into the suit's main reactor.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out, Phoenix. Noin is probably better than Zex because Zex did say that Noin held back to help him get noticed and thereby push him to the top.
That's completely plausible.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, actually, I think one of the major fumbles in Gundam Wing was they never gave Noin a custom suit.
No, unfortunately not. And that's considering that Trey's had 2 different suits as the villain.
Yeah, like there were other Gundams they could have put her. Actually, you know what's funny is very funny actually is how the writers handled the fact that like Trey's had the Wing Zero custom initially, and then like Hero had the Apion. Was literally like Hero and Trey just fought each other and then like got out of their robots, shook hands, and switched suits and flew off.
Which was kind of fucking hilarious, really.
I mean, honorable combat, I guess.
Trey's was a very odd, kind of complex villain, to be fair.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I honestly don't.
Trey's Kusranada was a very odd man.
yeah, he's a pretty complex.
Oh,
character.
hell yes.
What is
What?
what is this thing?
I
didn't know that was like this.
That's called the Hammurabi. It's from Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. Remember that crazy motherfucker that looks like Sting with a helmet on?
Which one?
This is a transformable mobile suit that had these shoulder guns on the back of it, this giant beam gun, and what basically was equivalent of a Morning Star that would electrocute the shit out of another mobile suit and immobilize it.
I mean,
It was a fast attack ambush unit that was meant to be basically almost work like a Wolfpack tactics. There were 3 pilots of these in that series.
nice. Got this
That
one
would
here.
be Lunamaria's Zaku Warrior, which I do like, but it does speak to the issue that AW has with the series, which is they just started kind of doing vague redesigns of suits from the 1 Year War.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a completely unoriginal design. What kills me is the thing is that they had original designs in Seed, which were good. The Gen is-
Yeah.
the original designs were
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I mean,
CSI, I just sent you one, which I'm going to give as a prompt for Favre to talk because he's much more familiar with that show than I am.
Okay. Once he
1
posts it.
second. You'll see it.
Okay.
After I upload it and then
Yeah.
dig through God knows what I have.
I'm just gonna sit back and let Farm talk for like 15 minutes.
Oh, what have you done? What have you done?
I don't know what he's done. I'm getting photos and posting them at this rate. I don't know.
Obviously, he knows what he's done if he's assuming this is
Yeah.
gonna be the
It's
response.
like, I
there
haven't
it
watched
is.
that entire show, but I know for a fact Farv has.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's
okay, yeah, we're gonna be here
how-
for 15 minutes.
Welcome to the most fucking put upon woman in all of fucking Xeon history.
Well, let me lay it out like this. So, you know, some series, they kind of shit the bed early with the main protagonist. This
Mhm.
is an example of shitting the bed in the last 2 episodes. That is what Stardust Memories is.
Unfortunately, it is, and it's sad because it's such a good fucking series until that point.
You might as well, right before the last 2 episodes, just turn it off and go, well, that was pretty good.
So
Because,
Seema Garahau, which is the woman on the screen, was a loyal pilot in Xeon and very close to ace status, who led an operation which she had no idea what the purpose was. The purpose was to gas a fucking colony, kind of like how they did during the 1 Year War, which happened to have her own family on it.
She gassed her own family.
She
That's
led an
remarkably fucked
operation
up.
that gassed her own fucking family, killed everyone on the colony. Then, later on, when shit went sideways, her commander backed out of it and let her take the fall for it. So her own commander betrayed her, got her into all kinds of shit with Xeon to the point where she kind of became a pariah in Xeon by no fucking deed of her own, and had to run what it was the equivalent of, like, how do I put it? Like almost a freaking freelance fleet, like almost like pirates, really.
Damn.
Yeah, and she has one of the coolest mobile suits ever put on screen.
That is the Jabura Tetra, which she stole and then was using.
And barely gets any screen time.
Yeah, she barely got to use it before they fucked her over yet again and then killed her.
Yeah.
Don't you
Doesn't
just
she get,
love it
like,
when-
killed really cheaply by the hero?
Yes, he goes into basically, he gets this ridiculously overpowered. Yes, Phoenix, exactly. I hated the last few episodes too. He gets this ridiculously powerful mobile suit, becomes this murderous, insane asshole, and despite the fact that Seema has basically lost everything, goes out there and just basically destroys her.
She
Because
gets
he basically goes on this
like,
anti-Xeon crusade thing.
3 seconds of screen time in the suit and
Yeah.
that last bit, dies immediately, and then it just turns into a, why am I watching this?
Yeah.
It's one of the weaker OVAs in that regard.
Sadly, just because the ending is so bad.
Oh yeah.
That is the
Kshatriya?
NZ666 Kshatriya.
Yeah.
Unicorn Gundam is
Yep.
an interesting little, I think they call it an ONA and now. It's an interesting one. Problem is it contains a poison pill for the rest of the series.
You might as well explain that. I'll
Is
get
that
into the
the ending,
Kshatriya
or-
later.
No, have you ever seen the movie Narrative?
No, never even heard of it.
It takes a lot of the more grounded war kind of elements to it, and then turns it into mystic bullshit with something called Lapras's box.
The
Basically,
Lapis box, yeah.
Yeah.
It becomes very mystical all of a sudden, and it's this artifact that could do mankind, blah, blah, blah. And it serves as a vehicle to that movie, and I believe that movie actually somewhat bombed in Japan because it was that poorly received.
Nobody wanted mysticism in Gundam.
So one of the big things is narrative is not narrative. Unicorn's very well put together. It's it has a lot of plays on an earlier series, but it's more tame in that regard. So you get a slightly older protagonist that's fairly well developed.
Yeah.
You have more developed bad guys and reasoning for things. The big problem
There's
I have,
even sympathetic villains in that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
The great problem I have is that they have the new type destroy element, which basically throws out new types. It defangs them, it makes them pointless and useless, and it just turns into another char worship segment.
Especially considering that Full Frontal, horrible name, is basically a char clone. I mean, almost a literal char clone.
Well,
And-
to a degree, he technically is, though he's not.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Part of
Yeah,
it
Full
comes-
Frontal. God, that name. I'm sorry, I can't get over that.
Do they have like competitions in the office there to be like, okay, we have to think up a worse name for the bad guy here. Like what would be more ridiculous?
The problem comes down to is that a lot of, especially if you were gaming in 80s and 90s and played Japanese games and had weird names, is that they pick the name for the English element based on how cool the word sounds.
Yeah. It's
So
why,
someone thought that was cool.
Full Metal Alchemist is a thing.
So, but the problem is under all of that, it introduces this kind of, there's always got to be this conflict to keep things in balance because of this blah, blah. And we have to keep it secret because if one group or the other gets it, blah,
It's
blah.
this weird. How do I put this?
It
This
turns
weird
into a
justification. It's this weird justification they make in the movie of there being a supernatural force behind the fact that these wars keep happening.
Yeah, because unicorns all based around the is it Laplace
It's the Laplace box.
I get tongue tied saying it. Yeah, because they are. It's
Also, am I the only person who thinks it's a little bit suspect that like there's been 5 Neo Zeon wars in the space of like 15 years?
They mention. I know in Unicorn they mentioned 2.
Like I get the thing with Char's counterattack because Char just gathered up remnants under his psychosis of like the evolution of new types.
I hate that they call that a war because unless you read the non-canon Kodo books, there's no indication it's a war other than some kind of skirmish by a terrorist group.
Yeah, well, that's basically what Char did. Is he raised up a terrorist organization out of Zeon Rem?
Yeah.
And then at that point, I want the Goblin, for God's sake. Put that in the stamp series. Where's the Goblin, you assholes?
But yeah, the NZ666 Kshatriya was I want to call it kind of a throw forward from the Zeta and Double Zeta timelines, where there were a lot of suits relying on what they called cyber new types, which were new types created by artificial means, and those things sticking out of its wings are what they call funnels, and they are psychically controlled by the pilot, which is why only new types could fly these kind of suits.
Well, yeah, because its pilot was I think she was the last cyber new type.
Marita Cruz was the last of the Plea 2 clones from Double Zeta.
Yeah, and her story is
Toto is a fucking bastard.
Well, her story is. I mean, you sympathize with her.
What happened to Marita was fucking terrible.
Oh, it is. So okay, so Farv, you might be able to explain it better than me because you got a better way of describing it than I do. Because or do you want me?
Or
to?
Josh, do you want to jump into that?
You want me to describe what happened with Marita?
Well, first, what Glemmy did and why they found Marita where they did.
Because her character, I think, is one of the best in Unicorn because of what she went through and who she became, and why she does what she does.
So go ahead, Josh.
Okay, well, non-great. It's been a little while since I watched Double Zeta, but what happens is you have a clone project to try to produce disposable soldiers. Unfortunately, that ended up being this little girl who I believe was a new type, or she classified as a new type.
She was, yeah.
And they produced a bunch of her. And what you had is a guy that looked very much like Char, who decides to take advantage of the situation, go, look, I'm definitely Char's kid, and create this new Neo Zeon war, where he uses all these cloned little girls as cannon fodder. And this leads us to Marita. She's one of the ones that survived one of the battles by a crash landing, and she was taken in by a madam who had her basically, how's the best way to put it, sterilized so that she could whore her out. Now, this comes down to being very similar to what happened with, I can't remember the Indians girls from the original series.
Oh.
It's a play on that, where it was a very similar situation where Char met her. In this situation, later on, Full Frontal, God, that name, meets her and recruits her into his service. But she's basically used and abused from the time she was created to even near her own death.
Now, the one thing is, it wasn't Frontal that found her. It was that older heavyset. I forget his name. The one she's always calling Master, and he gets annoyed.
I couldn't remember his name. So.
Yeah, but it's basically her handler because he's the main one she'll actually listen to.
It's an imperfect telling, but it captures the concept.
It's enough. The only attachment she has to anybody initially is him because he took her away from all that.
And basically raised her to an extent. So he's like a father figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because without him, she would be lost and still be doing what she was doing, basically, or dead,
or
even,
worse.
possibly.
The pros to Unicorn is that it's got great animation. It does a damn good job at characterizing the heroes and the villains.
There's that really sad moment with the big mobile armor in the city where the girl is just having a meltdown in the cockpit because her mentor died at Torrington Base. If you remember that,
I'm still going through Gundam.
She loses control and just goes nuts, and the mobile armor's just destroying everything.
It conceptualizes a lot of the events and kind of gives a good capstone to the Universal Century in that regard before you get to Hathaway's Flash, which I can't still recall if it's canon or non-canon.
I don't know anymore.
The bad parts of Unicorn is that it kind of brings in elements that I really think are some of what Gundam's had to push uphill with. Is that some of the more successful elements were the ones that didn't feature new types or the mysticism elements. And Narrative Gundam just did not go over.
Damn it,
well.
Phoenix.
Phoenix, I told Farv that yesterday. I'm like, imagine if somebody walked in on him on the shower and was like,
we made that joke.
Full Frontal, you're nude. It's Full Frontal. Who's nude? Again. It's too easy. It's too easy.
All right,
but
just because while we're talking about something the 1 Year War, get the TriStars on there.
Fuck. Fuck. I know. I thought I downloaded.
The TriStars went with a green motif now, brother.
I also sent you a couple CSA.
The TriStars.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fucking find everything.
No
Give me a sec. I need to reference what Farb said because I have so many here.
Fighting over which pictures get shown.
Pretty much because they sent them in groups.
About it.
No, you all are trying to be reasonable. I get so many sent out once, and I already have so many already.
Oh, I've been trying
we're gonna go this one. We're just gonna go with this one because it's gonna be easiest. Now to find this son of a bitch.
Oh, pardon me.
Again, the professionalism of the most professional channel here on YouTube here. So, by the way, I want to thank everyone who's viewing for being patient with me as I try and find all these photos because if you saw how many photos I have to search through, you'd understand. You'd understand. Damn it! Stop! I don't need more Discord notifications. Fuck.
Let's see.
They keep popping up right where the photos are.
There's the black fucking TriStars.
These guys are funny as fuck to watch, by the way.
What's interesting is how much more explanation and agency that the Origin gave these guys. The Origin is a prequel to the absolute original Gundam, and it's a good fucking prequel. It explains so much about the build up to the war, why it happened, who these people are, who some of the pilots besides Char are. even while focusing on the reasons Char did what he did. And it turns out that these three assholes, which you see in the original Gundam, were actually part of the development of the Zeon mobile suits from the very beginning.
Well, they're also undervalued villains. They would have
Very
been really
much.
good as an arc, have an arc for them, where you just show just how sadistic of killers they were, which is what they were. The build-up is, here are these guys in Dom suits, and they shot this character you like, and now they're dead.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as cool as they were in the original Gundam, they didn't get much explanation. But in Origin, the Origin's like, these motherfuckers are stone cold killers who are out for glory and rising in the ranks. The problem is they're really fucking good at what they do.
Yeah, and actually, Phoenix, to address what you just said, I did send CSA a picture which would seg into that discussion. But before we do that, CSA, can you put up the one that I just sent you?
I'm working on it right now.
Well,
I'm trying to find it.
On that statement there, you can look at a number of the later Gundam series. I believe Crossbone Gundams and a few others. They actually focus on that, but the problem turns into this. It just keeps turning into the Federation versus a Zeon knockoff because they won't commit to having a force that could actually do something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Jupiter Empire and Crossbone, I think, actually was very formidable. They could have really done something with that. I don't think they really did.
They jobbed them out, though.
Yeah, which is a problem.
Which is a big issue with the setting, is that they made the Federation just kind of too powerful.
Well, the problem is that the creators of the franchise in general can't get over the fucking Earth Federation being heroes, which they're not.
They're not.
They're really not.
They're two sides of the same coin, basically.
That was the other great thing about the Origins. The Origin is like, look at the fucked up things that the Earth Federation is also doing. Look at the fact that the Earth Federation basically is responsible for the war starting.
Yeah,
which is like when they did that agricultural colony.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like go to what
the fuck is it?
But what you were saying earlier was like, there's sort of a fundamental problem with the setting, which is the Earth Federation is kind of too powerful.
Which also makes less sense later on as they have resource problems.
As what Zeon did, gathered shitloads of resources from other worlds and asteroids and shit, while the Earth Federation was still supposed to be dealing with dwindling resources.
Well,
if you look at how the Earth Federation was able to outproduce Zeon eventually, they have their magical underground facility in Jaburo, which apparently can just manufacture an infinite number of mobile suits.
Why is this?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
It's really stupid.
Okay, why is this? I saved this, but it's not showing in the file folder. Maybe I don't know.
Zeon's out there mining ridiculous amounts of asteroids and planets and shit. Well, and Earth has got supposedly dwindling resources for them.
Now, I think that the problem that Zeon had in the first place was they tried to invade Earth, and they don't have a lot of guys to do that with.
Yeah, that was one of the big problems.
That was largely on Giran Zabi's head.
But I will say this, and this is in support of what our Warlord said. The Jupiter Empire was far more powerful, far larger, and had more resources than the Federation. And the Federation still pulled out, well, we'll just make more. This is a fundamental problem, as he said, that Gundam has, is that it won't play a situation where, okay, I can believe a opponent can outfox a superior in both numbers and technology foe, but when it's always just, well, we're going to make a super suit and outproduce you, that's the problem that they have, is it kind of repeatedly does that.
Pretty fucking much.
So even the stuff that happens after Universal Century is just basically the Zeon conflict in stereo.
Pretty much, yeah, in a lot of fucking cases.
Yeah, sorry for the delay in the photo. AW, that file it's saving, but it's not actively showing when I try and search for it.
And don't even bother with it. Just put up the one I sent you before that.
Wow.
Let me.
What I was doing was sending
that one. Oh, then okay, yeah.
And yeah, you're right. You're right, Phoenix. The Earth Federation isn't necessarily too powerful. The protagonists just keep siding with the Federation, giving them phase shift plot armor. That is legitimately another problem. Before the protagonists arrive on the scene, the Zeeks have the Federation on the ropes, and that's also true.
Well, if it wasn't for the stupidity of Garen, they would have probably forced them into a very advantageous contract.
And that's actually what fucking Cassilia and fucking Degwin were trying to fucking do.
But I will argue that
Lord, F91.
One of the big problems is that they just keep producing vastly superior suits out of nothing.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck?
Especially considering that if you look, you read for some of the stuff, especially with the Jupiter Empire, these guys are pushing technology all the time. And they're developing just crazy suits like this mobile armor here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is the Rafflesia. It's a, if I recall correctly, like you said, it's a Jupiter Empire mobile armor that so their man in the Earth sphere had been basically used at the end of Gundam F91 to go after the hero with.
Was that crazy motherfucker with the mask?
Yeah.
I believe that was the Babylonians.
Thing looks like an angry armored jellyfish.
Yeah, it really does. But speaking of missed opportunities in Gundam, or probably what they should look at making in the future is. So Gundam F91 was originally supposed to be a show, right? A TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They turned it. They dramatically truncated it down to a movie. Considering that
F91 was only one fucking movie. Then you make it an OVA.
And then there's Crossbone Gundam, which is kind of a sequel. Considering that they've done some pretty significant retconning in the Universal Century recently, why don't they just remake the second UC?
I don't know.
Considering it's kind of a mess.
I don't fucking know.
Well, I think it would take a lot of work, and they're more focused on just kind of making experimentation stuff.
I mean, yes, it would take a lot of work, but it would also probably make them infinite buckets.
You know what? That's not wrong.
Well,
Anaheim with their Red Cross warehouses and handing over a convenient army of mobile suits that they happened to discover.
Right.
And that's largely because, as it's been annotated, Anaheim wanted the war to drag on because they were making money hand over fist.
Well, a large part of the Universal Century after the first Gundam is basically propagated on the idea that Anaheim keeps playing both sides to keep the money flowing. The other issue is it takes extreme stupidity from the Federation. Because if you look at some of the lore around I think they pronounce. I call it the GM, but I think in Japan they call it the GIM.
Okay.
That suit, if you look at it, they actually refused to upgrade it and kept relying on early GM units, even in the Zeta conflict.
Yeah.
Where. They were using old Xeon prototypes, they called them GM2s, but they were literally just the original GMs with slight adjustments. And it took them getting their ass wiped and then mystically coming out with better suits.
Yeah. Also, I love how they... Zeta Gundam happens because the Federation decides, okay, we're just going to create this insane death squad organization to just police the colonies.
They create the fucking Titans, and then they're surprised when what they created turns on them because they're fucking useless.
Yeah.
In a lot of... go ahead.
I was going to say, something that's always been I think a reason why I like stuff like Gundam Wing being one of the very few is that the Gundams and their pilots, they don't have an allegiance to Zaft or this or the Federation or that or this. They're kind of like their own little organization in a way, and I wish Gundam would play off of that more.
I don't know about that.
Because here's why: they always go to the Federation because they make Zaft or whatever they portray as the antagonist. They always go to the Federation, and it's why can't you have a neutral party who is like, okay, you're doing fucked up shit. You're doing fucked up shit.
A neutral party. Part of the whole thing with Zeta was the fact that the Federation was basically warring with itself.
Well, it was also laying on its ass.
Yeah.
But to a Gundam Wing is basically taking the original Gundam, turning it on its head, and then saying, hey, what if the people that were invading from the colonies were actually the good guys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
also, like, what if the colonies were very weak?
Yeah.
And they relied on these individuals. Oh, Lord Cat, no.
I mean, in Gundam Wing, like, the Federation there has just an iron fist of control over the colonies, right? Like, the Gundams in Gundam Wing were, like, developed in complete secrecy. They're really an insurgent group. The Federation has control to the point that they, like, don't even let the colonies communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, that's also true. Zaft was not the antagonist in Destiny or Seed. The Earth Alliance, I think it was Orb, were the ones that fucking started shit again.
Yeah.
No, they did. What I'm saying is that they were portrayed as an antagonist because they made the same. Oh, Zaft is bad. Zaft is bad. I mean, but it's like,
yeah, but like that only lasts for about an episode.
Yeah.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is that typically that's how the show's portrayed. It's either Zaft or whatever. If it's not Zaft, it's something else in the Federation. It's like, also, like having him,
Omni.
Also, the Mary Sues of Orb in Gundam Seed just like infuriate me.
I'm just using Gundam Seed. I just Zaft was the first one because I saw a few episodes of Gundam Seed before I jumped on here, so that's why Zaft's in my head.
Yeah, it's like, well, Zaft didn't even really turn out to be the villains. It's so fucking goofy.
All I can say is that it effectively ends in the same way Super Dimensional Battle Fortress does.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to sing a song now.
Yeah, the Lacus Klein thing really fucking.
I got sick of that.
Not necessary. Also, actually, here you want to speak about problems in the writing with Seed. 2 words: Lacus Klein.
Yeah, well, because she's a deliberate ripoff of fucking Macross.
Well, it's not even that. She's what is her character? Because you get introduced to her early in Gundam Seed, and she gives no indication she's anything other than a kind of dumb
She's just a fucking pop singer. She's a pop idol.
That's all she is.
It's like taking the Lin Minmay arc from Macross and trying to make a whole fucking plot line out of it.
I believe
without doing the character development.
I believe her character role was object of lust.
Well, there was that.
Here's the thing, though, which is that Lacus, for no apparent reason, with no indication, turns into a political leader in the last half of Seed and in Destiny.
And I don't understand that at all. That didn't
because
make any
no
sense.
indication she's smarter than she appears to be.
Well, because they gave no context. She's just suddenly doing it.
Yeah. Ridiculous. It's one of the worst pieces of writing I've seen on screen.
It's like if a J-pop idol just suddenly became the prime minister of fucking Japan.
Yeah, it's like, how did this happen? now the notion that like Lacus is actually much smarter than she lets on, she was playing everyone.
It would have been fine if they'd given any context or exposition.
Like if they had just shown us this was what was happening, and that would have been cool. But they didn't. They cheated.
They just did it.
Yeah, her. And again, I have admitted this. I like Seed. It's not high on my list. It's about middle way on the list for me. It's got issues, but to me, it's better than Iron Blood Orphans. And it's again, I could only get 5 episodes of the Iron Blood Orphans, and I'm like, the fuck is this? I
showed you the one and only thing I like from Iron Blood.
But I'm sorry, that she's not enough to get me through Iron Blood Orphans. I'm sorry.
The first episode of that show. That show is trash.
It was.
They had Iron Blood Orphans in Trotty.
I mean,
Carter issue is literally the only thing I can think that I like, and she's not in it enough to compensate.
Oh, but I mean, Gundam Seed's at least better than the new He-Man.
No, that's not even a bar. That's taking the limbo bar and burying it in the sand.
and then saying, become a dwarf and cross it.
I was like, all right, mole, dig under the bar.
Yeah, you'd have to start a commercial mining excavation to get under that bar.
fucking what the hell, man?
You need the fucking mole man tank.
Oh, God.
Anyways, we've been going for almost an hour and 20 minutes, by the way. Do
We
y'all,
could probably go way longer if we didn't filter our fucking selves, you know?
Gundam
This is
is
some
the
shit.
Code Geass of trash.
I mean, we
Oh,
can
fuck,
keep going. I
no,
just want
fuck
to let y'all
Code
know we can keep going if y'all want. I mean,
You
it's
take
not
a
an issue
Code
for me.
Geass and shove it up your ass sideways. That is some dumb shit.
It's a
I don't know.
beautiful train wreck of stupid.
I don't know. I don't know what Code
down
Geass
to-
even is.
Code
You
Geass
lucky
is a
man.
dumb. It's a dumb giant mecha anime with magic powers.
No. It's not
I would
even
be
that.
much
It's
more
high
charitable
school
to it than you
drama.
would, but I like Code Geass.
I can't stand the whole. It's like because it's basically the UK versus Japan, British evil. Come on,
Hold on.
Now,
The problem with it is that it's a teen high school drama, and if they would have dropped contain the rage. And if they would have dropped the main characters, I have the magic ability to instantly control you.
mind control.
It would have
bullshit.
been at least fun from the stupid standpoint.
I just wanted that character to die from the first time he opened his fucking mouth. Fuck that
fun.
kid. Fuck his bullshit.
Also, if they would have made him look a little bit more like
also like a
Tuxedo
lot of the
Mask.
appeal is just like Lelouch figuring out just the most insane plans to win.
I don't know. I don't think it's enough to compensate for his shit personality and the weird writing.
Also, dude, how do you not like Callan? Come on, man.
Callan's
something-
fine.
Yeah.
But I like Cornelia better.
There's a lot of like
show.
and Cornelia, and any number of other very fine women in that show.
I mean, I even like Cornelia's mech, for fuck's sake. It's just, I don't know. That show really rubbed me the wrong fucking way early on.
So I need to send Revan this GIF for tomorrow's stream.
Yeah, Phoenix, that's the thing. Yeah, I hated how Lelouch sent his nice cousin to slaughter the Japanese.
Well, I see. That's something I'm not the biggest fan of. Is when they do some shit like that. They pit like two countries against each other in a plot.
Okay,
it's like,
Japan.
That was one of my
fetishizing
issues.
The British.
It was one of my issues with Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. It was like really weirdly, like outwardly xenophobic.
Hey, let's be honest. If they really wanted the British to concentration camp people, it would have been the South Africans.
Oh,
Ooh, damn!
That's what they did.
Shots fired.
No, it's what they did. In fact, they gave the Germans the inspiration for concentration camps.
yeah.
No, I'm not denying what you're saying.
Was that pre or post Rock's Drift?
Oh,
what?
That's post.
Okay, I thought so.
So what happened is they wanted the diamonds from South Africa, and the people there said, no. And then they basically said, cool, you're kicking our ass in guerrilla fighting, so what we'll do is we'll take your children and your women and starve them to death in camps.
Yeah, that was the British.
Also, a
happened.
famous prime minister was involved in it.
Yeah, about that.
That also happened.
Thank you, Winston.
I mean,
we're
actually,
in
if
the
you want
weeds
to talk
now.
about famous figures in British politics, Kitchener was far more involved in that than Winston Churchill was. Kitchener was like Kitchener was like in charge of the war.
Honestly, I would blame both of them, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, because he was in charge of the war, but Churchill came up with that other shit.
No, Kitchener was the commander in South Africa. Like he was the commander of the British Army in South Africa.
There's a war, and then there's just murdering people
What
to take
Churchill
their shit,
did, yeah.
which is literally all the British were doing. So I refuse to give them that dignity.
Well, I mean, you did have Neville Chamberlain, who was probably the best prime minister Britain ever had.
I mean, like seriously,
With the laughing, didn't give it away.
like respect and props to the guys at Rock's Drift, but they got put there by people who were doing fucked up shit.
No, I know. Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm.
To give the people involved in that incident the dignity they deserve, the Zulus were far worse.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
The Zulus were the motherfuckers who'd been enslaving and murdering their neighbors for fucking years before that.
And today, if you meet Zulus, they're not nice people. They still refer to the Sand people as non-humans.
Yeah.
Isn't it like that in various parts of Africa? It's still very much tribal, even within nations.
It's why warlords are such a reality in Africa.
That's because the greater proportion of the clans that survived were the slaver clans and the Zulus.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I just love how he totally went from talking about.
I was gonna say, weren't we supposed to be talking about Gundam here, and we're talking about
we want to break here. It seems like we may have gone into that point where everything starts falling apart.
We might have hit. I mean, we can keep talking. Yeah, we can keep talking Gundam all we want, but I have a feeling we're just going to keep creating rabbit holes, and
we've gone an hour and 25. It's probably
almost an hour and a half. So
we can
Gundam, the Boers War.
Yeah. So so we're gonna
Phoenix. I agree.
Yeah. Let's see this right here. Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna call it here, y'all. I want to thank my guests for coming, Favre, Mr. Nobody, and Mr. Warlord. I want to allow you guys want to plug your shit. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. I'm right here. Yeah, I got a channel called For Vithian Guard. A lot of gamer stuff on there. I try to post routinely. Sometimes it can be a few days in between, depending on what I've got to work with and how quick I can get it out. We're working on doing other stuff for it, so it's a work in progress. And my subscriber count definitely tells that story. But that's all I got to say on that for the moment.
Yeah. So if you guys, if anyone's listening who hasn't already subscribed, subscribe to Favre's channel. I'm gonna put it in the description post stream. And check out his channel. It's really funny. If you're a big fan of gaming, now we're not talking like Fortnite or Mario Golf. We're talking like a little bit more old school. Well, no, Mario Golf is pretty big,
or at least old school style.
Yeah, more old school.
Until we get our capture cards squared away for our fucking consoles. And
damn these newfangled game thingy dangus.
Are you fucking for real, dude?
Back in my day, all we had was Atari, and we had to like it.
I played one of those.
I played Atari too. I played I played Empire Strikes Back on Atari. I played until that game almost stopped working. And by the way, at this time, we still had an N64, and I like to play the Atari sometimes.
The only reason I don't still have that old 2600 is because I gave it to my aunt.
Uh-huh.
So I've heard tell of a novel of proportions of legend, mysticism, and mind-blowing, spectacular moments of ladies that are maidens killing people. And made by a man, a legend, an untold individual of heroic standing, named possibly a warlord of armchairs.
I think he's trying to get you to promote your book.
Not only is it one book.
Sam, were you trying to get me I thought...
Oh my god!
I think you're still talking about Favre.
No, I wasn't. No. Like I was just kind of like promoting him a little bit. Then I was going to transfer over to you.
I was going.
I had not gotten my cue.
Pumping up, man.
I was getting ready to give it, and Mr. Nobody just went on that grandiose, speech. I don't really know what.
Last time I was on here, I actually brought my camera up to actually show the book on screen, but I don't have it handy with me right at the moment.
The man, the myth.
Okay, so anyways, I'm an author. I have a novel out. I'm working on a sequel. It's called The Maiden's War. The Maiden's War. Look it up on Amazon. Should be able to find it pretty easily. Has some pretty cool cover art on it. It's been very well reviewed. I think it's at 4.5 stars. With pretty much everyone who's read it says they really like it. So
I'm so close to being done with mine, but these last few chapters are taking fucking forever.
Are you ready for?
You'll get there. You'll get there, Favre. You'll get there. All right.
I'm on a really touchy part. Like AW knows what I'm talking about because we discussed it yesterday.
It's a moment in time that will make you cry.
I'm really fidgety about how I handle what's coming up.
You'll be at the edge of your seat, unable to move, and do nothing but read it. You will go, my God, my life has been changed, and the only thing I can do is take one step forward.
So what's going to happen is
he'll do this.
You're going to like finish it, and then you're going to be like, how the hell do I publish this and make money?
Yeah, but
that's the fun part.
Check out this book.
You promised to help me, so I'm hoping you're going to do that.
I'll do what I can.
So I'm going to have a link to Armchair Warlord's book right here. You see on the screen. I'm going to have that in the description below. So go check it out. Support independent writers, y'all, because we get all this High Republic bullshit, all these big name companies putting out total horseshit stories with no plot, no character development, no nothing. And here you got an independent writer with a good book. Support him. Support others like him, too, whether it's through GoFundMes, Kickstarters, whatever. Just support your independent artists, because once the big wigs burn down, they're going to rise from the ashes. All right? Guys like AW here are going to rise from the ashes, and they're going to be the ones people are going to look to for good stuff. So go check them out.
Phoenix.
Check them out. What? Oh, hang on. What did he say? Let me... Hi.
You were talking about the High Republic. He said, hi, what? Exactly. I see you there, Robin.
That's it. Yeah. Anyways, Mr. Nobody, do you happen to have a channel that I am not aware of? You might have one. I just might not be aware of it. Do you happen to have a channel that you want to promote?
Presently, I do not. I'm going to be starting one eventually.
He's also going to be on my channel more once we get the capture card square.
I'm a former writer, producer, and I worked on a number of different television projects. And I've also done a lot of handiwork. I'm a weirdo. I've done just weird shit. But I do plan on starting a channel, and I am on for Vivian Guard, and sometimes I plague other people's channels.
Jesus.
Well, luckily we have a proven certain injection here on this to deal with any sort of plague. So
I'm sorry, but that's not FDA approved.
I'm trying to be as discreet as possible because certain person isn't exactly So yes, I was gonna get ready to do that. So another member who's usually on here, Potato Revan. He's not knowledgeable on Gundam, and he's like, I got nothing to contribute. I wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be dead weight. And I'm sad he couldn't be here because I'd love to hear his commentary just for shits and giggles at least. But he's been in the chat, so the chat's been seeing him. He's been lurking around. We like our lurkers, by the way. We love our lurkers. Lurkers are good. So go check out Potato Revan's channel. Farv, AW, you're going to be there for the stream tomorrow?
Should be.
Okay. So tomorrow on Potato Revan's channel, we're going to be talking about He-Man and the absolute disaster that it is.
We should call it lack of He-Man.
Let's just not even call it anything. Let's just call it that shall not be named.
CSA, I have the ultimate name for it. I have a great name.
All right, fire away.
Low T Man.
Oh, wow.
God. No balls, man.
I'm
Dead man.
We can go days on that one probably. But anyways, check out Potato Revan's channel. We've got a stream stream tomorrow on He-Man. We're going to be talking about that.
We also got another one on Friday about anime.
Just anime in general. It's not Gundam. It's just anything. And then I think there might be another one as well. I know there's another stream he has planned. I forget the date on that. But anyways, go check out his channel. I think he's got them all already set up. So go check them out. It's good times. I want to thank my guests. I want to thank my amazing guests, Farf, Mr. Nobody, Armchair Warlord. Thank you guys for being here. I love y'all. Mr. Nobody, I like you. Love is you're working up to that title.
It's all right. I know how you like it.
Oh,
that's right. I know.
You like the beard.
Yep. What the fuck was that? Anyways, sorry. I thought I heard something outside. Anyways, so thank you guys for being here. Thank you, my amazing everybody that's here. I know Potato Revan, Phoenix, Was there anyone else that was?
Yeah, thanks
here
for all
that
the
I
commentary,
missed?
Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah, that was good stuff. So Phoenix and Potato, I want to thank you guys for being here. Love you, everybody, and we'll see you all next weekend. Peace out, everybody.
Consume.
I'll stop it.
God.